continues. Final day of round-robin play. Latvia and France relegated to TSN 5. United States, Slovakia on TSN 1, 3, and 4. Americans playing for first place in their pool in Ostrava. Thomas Tatar of the Detroit Red Wings. Slovakian. Laurie Darzins. 9 goals for Latvia. He's had 8 points. Cristobal Huet trying to keep France in the big pool. 39-year-old goaltender. Hi, everybody. Rod Black along with Bob Airy. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the World Championship. In case you missed it, Canada 7-0 on to the quarterfinals. Will face Belarus at 10 a.m. Eastern on Thursday.
Well, I tell you, they're getting it done from all aspects. From the net minding out, defense are getting involved in goals. You're seeing guys drive the net. Not being cute. I think they're really getting to the blue paint and scoring the goals you got to score once you get to the quarterfinals.
Did I mention the score? 10-1, by the way. They demolished Austria today. There it is. 10-1. Second time they put a 10 spot up on the board. And because Belarus won over Norway, that means Belarus finishes 4th in Group B. Canada crosses over to play against Belarus on Thursday. So here's what's left this afternoon. U.S., Russia, and Finland. You can see them all jammed up there in Group B. The United States has much to play for. Slovakia, not so much. With more, here's Dennis Bayak and Shane Neidy.
Final game for Team USA in the preliminary round, and they get a chance, Shane, to finish #1 on the B group.
Well, a big opportunity for the U.S. here, and they'll be led with Connor Hellebuyck back in net. He's been leading the U.S. He leads the tournament in both categories, a .75 goals against and a save percentage of .969. Just terrific numbers for Hellebuyck.
Brock Nelson's racked up some points. Charlie Coyle plays his second game today, and they get Steve Moses back in.
Well, it'll be good to get Steve Moses. They have a power play right now that is 3 for 20. Moses will go back. He'll play part of that power play, hopefully bring some fire back to it. He had a goal and an assist in the opening game.
For Slovakia, they started with 3 straight wins, then they lost 3 straight games, needed help to get into the quarterfinals, didn't get it from Norway, and they will not advance.
Good news for the U.S. with Steve Moses back. Connor Hellebuyck has been outstanding, much to the delight of Winnipeg hockey fans, who will see a lot of Connor Hellebuyck. But how about Jake Eichel?
I tell you, he's been incredible. Eichel has been fantastic. BU won the Hobey Baker, the second freshman ever to do that. Paul Correa, the other, 6'1", 195 pounds. So good on his edges. He's able to make plays. He scored in the last hockey game against Slovakia. And you see Eichel, look at the moves he's got. Speed, he's able to protect the puck. Great with his edges, and he took one away from Nelson. Nelson's already got 6. Does he need more? Give Eichel his first of the tournament. He's been a big part, and he gets better and better. That's the big thing about Eichel. He's just improving as his tournament goes along.
This is his nickname, by the way, Jack Eichel. Group A standings, of course, Canada 7-0. Sweden 4-2. Czech Republic 4-0. And Switzerland 1, 2, 3, 4. Canada, again, will play Belarus on Thursday. But down at the bottom, Latvia and France have much to play for. This is their gold medal right now. Here's Brian Mudryk and Ray Ferraro.
It's the final day of preliminary competition at the World Championship. France and Latvia come in the most penalized teams in the entire tournament, but the biggest penalty is certainly relegation, Ray, and that's what both these nations are facing.
Yeah, 2 teams that are very evenly matched, that don't score a lot of goals, and both of them have a little bit of good news offensively, though. France will get their best offensive player, Stefan Da Costa, back in the lineup. He's been out the last 3 games with a leg injury. And for Latvia, it's about their top line, really 2/3 of their top line. Laurie Darzins, who wears number 10, and Kasper Zdogovic, who most of us know from the Ottawa Senators, have 7 of the 9 Latvian goals. If somebody can score in the power play, because it's pretty clear someone's going to take a penalty, that could be the difference, and the difference between staying in Group A or being relegated to Group B.
If Latvia or France loses in 60 minutes, that team would face relegation.
If not, Austria's in the wings. We'll show you Canada and Austria from earlier today. Canada ruled 10-1.
The 2015 IIHF World Hockey Champion.
Earlier today, Canada finished off round robin with a bang. In fact, 10 of them already up 2-0. Brent Burns. Look at this. From the point. Redirected by Taylor Hall. 6th of the tournament, 3-0 Canada. 3 minutes later, how about this? Jordan Eberle.
Well, drop. Find a defenseman. Ekblad. He's got 4 to lead all defensemen in the tournament.
Early second, Matt Duchesne down the wing to Spezza. Jason Spezza shoots and scores. 10-1, Canada romps. Now Group B, Norway, Belarus. Belarus had to win this game to get 4th and play Canada. And Andre Kostitsyn helps out in a big way here, parked on top of the crease. They win 3-2. Canada and Belarus will play in the quarterfinals, and Kevin Lalonde, there he is, from Clarence Creek, Ontario. Canada guy playing for Belarus will play against Canada on Thursday.
Well, he's been fantastic. He missed a couple of games, and then he comes back healthy in this one. Dave Lewis, the coach of Belarus, has got his squad looking for an upset.
Doesn't look good, though. That this would be a big up. This best position in the quarters in quite some time. They have not gone past the quarterfinals in 5 years.
Well, Crosby didn't play today. He's well rested. You're looking at a team right now that has got to go against 2 Kostitsyns. We'll see how it all plays out. And when you talk about Lalonde, he's a guy that was, he's got pretty good pedigree. He was a 5th-round draft pick to the National Hockey League. Was traded once, and let's see if he's got something up his sleeve.
He plays in the KHL and has Belarus citizenship now. Here are starting goalies for these games, brought to you by Chevrolet. Find new roads.
I can't see it, but it's a minuscule 0.75 goals against average for Hellebuck. I know it's out there somewhere. John Bledsoe, he'll have to beat Hellebuck. And you remember John Gibson a couple of years ago. There's the most interesting man in hockey on the left. You love him. I love him. Masalskis. And he's got Cristobal, the veteran, Cristobal Huet.
Well, relegation nation, perhaps. We'll see. Latvia and France, Jack Eichel, United States and Slovakia. Enjoy these games. Big day, final day of round-robin play at the 2015 Worlds.
Team USA controls its own destiny as far as finishing up top Group B here in Ostrava. Jan Latso will get the start in goal for Slovakia. Connor Hellebuck will get the start in goal for Team USA.
Well, Connor Hellebuck's been fantastic for the USA. Leads in both goals against and save percentage in the tournament. But as you said, Dennis, huge opportunity here for the United States to move into that top position. And that's where Coach Todd Richards wants to see his team.
Referees for this afternoon's game, Tobias Worley of Switzerland, along with Daniel Pachecek from Germany, and the linesmen are Jimmy Dahman from Sweden and Nicholas Fleury from Switzerland. Into the Slovakian zone. Slovakia obviously with the fans behind it, but as far as the game itself is concerned, they needed some help earlier today from Norway, and they did not get it. Norway needed a regulation win over Belarus. That would have given Slovakia the opportunity with a regulation win in this game to make its way into the quarterfinals. That did not happen, and Belarus will finish 4th in the B group. And all that's left to be decided in a big all is 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Well, that being said, for the USA, Slovakia, although they're out, I know we're in the Czech Republic, but Slovakia very close. This is a home building for them, and their crowd will be pushing them forward, and I'm sure they'll want to respond in a good way because the crowd has been fantastic throughout this whole tournament for them.
Riley back in his own zone for USA, the long lead pass, and they're going to call Brock Nelson offside at the line. That pass just got delayed for a second.
Well, Libor Hudacek shaken up on the first shift. As coming up the side, went for a hit, missed, and went head first into the boards. So Hudacek, keeping eyes, went back to the bench slowly. Looks like he may have hurt his jaw trying to stretch it out.
Cleared in. Todd Lewis takes his man to the far side boards. Jack Eichel back in his own zone, got away from him. Vidensky tried to center it, and Brock Nelson is there to gobble it up. Another great tournament for Brock Nelson. 6 goals, 9 points. Nelson gets to the Slovakian line. That's where he gets stopped. And Daloga takes the puck for Slovakia. Out for Vidensky. Jack Eichel breaks that up. And now back in behind the net and controlled by Daloga. Again, a reminder, the Czech Republic finishing second or third on the other side. So that means the second place team from this side will travel to Prague. Normally 1 and 2 stay in the city that they are in, but the host city and the host country, which of course being Czech Republic, they will get the option. Moses back in the lineup, jammed in a crease. Did Hendricks get it across the line?
Well, Moses with a great rush back in the lineup after being out injured. A great rush up the left wall. He cuts across, sends a rolling puck to the net. And it was just sitting on the goal line as Moses, nice little plays. He drags it across, almost fooled Latso. It's sitting there and Hendricks can't get all of it, but is that across the line? The ref is right on top of the net, and it's Hendricks coming in late. It goes off his skate. Boy, that's going to be tough to tell as it's under the left arm, and the signal that they will take a look at this. Oh, Matt Hendricks driving hard to the net, the captain for the U.S. He had 2 goals in the very first game against Finland. As Moses, bit of a shot, it changes direction, and that's what fools Latso as he was moving the other way. Larkin was in front. It goes off Hendricks' skate, so was that a kicking motion as he follows up?
Well, the discussion continues. Moses back in the lineup after being out with a lower body injury. So he'll bring a little bit of speed back into the lineup. Plays in the KHL, or did play in the KHL. Has signed with the Nashville Predators.
I don't know how they're going to solve this. Looks pretty inconclusive as you can't follow the puck as they're ready to just make a decision.
Yeah, really, I don't think we've seen anything that would make us think that this is a goal, and it is not a goal. USA and Slovakia. Dennis Bayak, Shane Knighty here at Ches Arena. As we welcome those watching in Canada on TSN, those watching in the United States on NBCSN. As Team USA tries to clinch top spot in the B group. And that would mean a meeting with Switzerland, who finishes 4th in the group from Prague. Switzerland and Sweden will be the 2 teams that will make their way over. Shot off the goalpost, score! Moore let it go. It went off a skate in front of the net. And Team USA with the 1-0 lead.
I think this may be Ben Smith's goal in front on a redirect. It changed direction right on top of the blue paint, but Moore just a good shot through to the net. Work along the wall. Arcabello just pulls up, throws it right back to the point. Quick shot, and Ben Smith parked in front. As he gets a stick on this, a nice redirection by Smith, and the U.S. grabs an early lead.
So John Moore's shot from the line gets tipped, and of course that face-off in the Slovakian zone, all a result of the rush from Steve Moses that led to the video review, that led to no goal, that led to a face-off, that led to a goal. 1-0 Team USA. Back in for Sorobi. Sorobi cross ice, and Gaborik off the post. Granick back in his own zone.
Well, Marian Gaborik almost responds quickly. 3 goals in the tournament for Gaborik. He's tied for the lead with Mazaros.
Back in for Hudacek, who got shaken up on the opening shift of the game. Deflected off the skate, and now there's a penalty coming up as Anders Lee takes a high stick. And I don't think it was intentional. Now Gaborik bumps
Gonna be a slash.
The official.
Well, Lee is on his knees when this happens, and it's a slash by Gabrick as he catches Lee in the head. And this was the chance for Gabrick earlier on the shift to the outside, off his skate to his stick, and he just puts it wide. So from a great scoring chance to a penalty, as the U.S. tries to extend it. The power play only 3 for 20 in the tournament, but Todd Richards' coach liked it a lot more last game as they moved the puck a little quicker and put pucks at the net.
Used to NHL officials, when they give that sign, usually means that it went off the goal post or the crossbar. This one really wasn't even that close, so I'm not sure why the official signaled no goal from the far side, but nonetheless he did. Jack Eichel carries it in, shot to the short side, blocked. Eichel stays on it. First power play of the game for either team. Team USA up 1-0 on a goal by Ben Smith. Eichel into the slot. Brock Nelson sends it back for Eichel. Tried to get it back for Nelson. Team USA on it with Trevor Lewis. At the line for Mike Riley. And back for Trevor Lewis. He'll leave for Jack Eichel. Eichel, Jones scores! What a pass by Jack Eichel. And what a finish by Seth Jones. And USA up 2-0.
Wow. 18 years old, Jack Eichel. Well, we've heard about him, and he is doing it on the big stage here, playing against the men, and this is a terrific pass. He is their half-wall guy, and he just gives a great pass as Jones times it perfect through the seam, and the shot by Seth Jones plays perfect right in that top corner. Jack Eichel, a little head fake, and almost like a no-look pass as Seth Jones finishes it, and that'll be it for Jan Latso as Slovakia sleepy out of the gate as it's a quick 2-0 lead for USA.
So it will be Julius Hudacek who will come in. So the first goal of the World Championship for Ben Smith, in fact his first point, and the first goal of the World Championship for Seth Jones. And Jan Latso gets chased, and it is 2-0 USA.
Well, those are two tough goals. One redirect, and then the other one, nice shot by Seth Jones on a backdoor play. Great feed from Jack Eichel. Well, the U.S. wanted a quick start. They got one.
It had to be, in all fairness to Slovakia, had to be difficult in the dressing room getting ready for this game, knowing the situation, that if Norway defeated Belarus in regulation, this game meant everything. If that did not happen and Belarus picked up at least a point in that game, this game meant nothing as far as trying to get into the quarterfinals for Slovakia. So there was probably some emotions. Norway made it a game in the third period. They were the better team in the third period, but Belarus held on for the win.
And for the U.S., it means something because they do want that top spot. And they've been able to jump out to an early lead here. And for Vladimir Vucek, the head coach here of Slovakia, this is his last game behind the bench for Team Slovakia. Todd Richards, head coach in USA, has done a great job with his team here in this tournament as they look to grab the #1 position in the B pool.
So Norway not a friend of Slovakia in this tournament. I mean, Norway beat them 3-2 in the preliminary round, and then when Slovakia needed Norway to beat Belarus today, that didn't happen either. Turned over at the line, 2-0, Team USA with the lead. Long shot, Connor Hellebuyck blockered that away. Another slap shot, that's over top the net. Touch on this afternoon's game in a second. Just one more note to pass along on that. Here comes Arcabello. Arcabello in for Ben Smith. Smith opened the scoring in this game. Leaves for Arcabello. Sharp angle chance. Hudacek to save. And Slovakia on the rebound. And Richard Panik chips it around Torrey Krug. Panik pulls up inside the line, and Seth Jones knocked it off his stick. Up for Arcabello, and he'll snap it in. Had this game meant something for Slovakia, it would have been the same situation as 2013 in Helsinki. Team USA needed a win in the final preliminary game to take top spot. Slovakia needed a win to get to the quarterfinals, but that didn't happen.
No, and U.S. has been able to come out early. Ben Smith off the John Moore shot from the point. Redirects it past Latzo, then Jack Eichel. It's a great pass on the power play to Seth Jones. And that ended netminder Jan Latzo's night for Slovakia as Julian Hudacek comes in.
First point in the tournament as well for John Moore, who got the assist on the Ben Smith goal. Connor Murphy back. Serovi's after him. Jones jams it up the wall. On it is Hudacek. And this will bounce out to center ice, and Granick is back for it and plays it for Andre Mazaros. Mazaros of the Buffalo Sabres on for Gaborik of the LA Kings, and the cross-ice pass for Serovi is offside. It is USA 2, Slovakia no score. Ben Smith and Seth Jones, your goal-getters. USA up 2-0. USA can finish no worse than second because of the fact Russia and Finland play head-to-head in our final game today here in the Tuesday triple-header. Jack Eichel, what a pass for Seth Jones on the second goal. Eichel carries in, and Hudacek with a right pad save. Back for Bartovich. Near side for Lushnak. And following up is Juraj Mikuš, and he'll send it deep into the USA zone. And a line change now for Slovakia. A little bit of room for Justin Falk, and he'll rip this into the Slovakian zone. In on the forecheck, Eichel almost stole it. John Moore trying to hold it in, and this deflects. And this makes its way out of play.
Well, Slovakia right now trying to find a way to get themselves back into this game. And sometimes you got to look for a way to get emotionally attached to a hockey game. And by the U.S. taking the crowd out of it early, it doesn't help their cause any. Because that would be the one factor here for Slovakia, is if they would have been able to come out with a quick goal, they would have had this crowd behind them.
It's been a good run for USA hockey here in the early part of 2015. U18 men's and women's gold medals. The women's gold medal, and of course the sled hockey gold medal for Team USA. In across the line, Surson, and Surson got a good jolt there as the puck slides into Connor Hellebuyck.
Well, Surson was reaching, and Captain Matt Hendricks came across the middle there with his head down, and good hit on Surson. Hendricks has had a couple big hits in this tournament, the captain, and he got called for both of them. It could have been clean hits maybe in the NHL over here, and he asked his coach if he needed to change away, and Todd Richards said absolutely not. So, said those are penalties that we will kill off, which they've done a good job. Only have allowed one power play goal against as the U.S. They've killed 20 of their 21.
Team USA's only loss, a 5-2 loss to Belarus. Pass up the middle, and Surson now with a shoulder jolt there on Smith. Surson floats this cross ice, no one there. Zach Redmond goes after it, chopped into the USA zone, and John Moore is on it. Moore sends this out at center. Ben Smith goes after it. Smith gets taken down, and Milan Jurčina is after it. No Dan Sexton, no Jake Gardner in the lineup for USA, and Alex Taylor, who was the backup the other day, is not in the lineup as well. Cleared back around the boards. Yes, Alex Lyon, of course. Can't read my own typing. Kept in at the left point. Darren Boses carries back down the ice. Out of Yale. Cleared back to the line, and Seth Jones is there. Jones plays it for Mike Riley. Back for Seth Jones and back for Riley. In for Dylan Larkin, off the goalpost, and almost off Baranka and in. Dylan Larkin that close to his first World Championship goal. Back in for Richard Connick. USA takes over, cleared, and that gets intercepted by Granick. Serovi is in after Krug. And good job by Krug to stay with it. Can't clear though, sharp angle chance, steered away by Hellebuyck. Blast from the left point by Granick, and that's off the leg and ricochets out the center. Ceroli clears it in, way offside though, as Hudacek was inside the U.S. zone. Now they will clear. Fault for Krug. Lead pass up the middle, that gets broken up as Mazzaros sends it back into the USA end. Krug out at center. Anders Lee for Nick Bonino. The shot right on. Hudacek makes the save and hangs on.
Well, nice breakout there as Lee took the middle of the ice and found Nelson coming down, but Dylan Larkin, Jack Eichel scored his first goal the other game, and Dylan Larkin, the other 18-year-old, with a great shot here. He beats Hudacek, but it catches the post as Dylan Larkin was looking for his first goal. The Detroit draft pick.
Over in Prague, France out shooting Latvia 10-2. It is 1-0 Latvia. Kasper Daugavas with the goal for Latvia, and that game has much importance to it as one of those teams, or perhaps Austria, will get relegated, as there is a pile-up at the bottom of the standings over in the A group. This side, not so much. Slovenia, despite the win last night, they will go back to try and qualify for the 2017 World Championship that will be played in Cologne, Germany, and Paris, France. Hellebuck will control that and hang on to it.
Well, it's been quite the tournament for Connor Hellebuck. He hasn't been very busy in this game, but sits atop the goaltender leaders with a .75 goals against and a .969 save percentage through 4 games, this being his 5th.
As a birthday coming up on May the 19th, he will turn 22. We had a chance to chat with him after their last victory, and a smile from ear to ear, and why not?
Well, he seems to be enjoying his time here overseas and taking it all in, and the opportunity to play came last year to be part of the experience. Did not play, but got to be here, see what it's all about. And now this year he has been a big reason for their search here to lock down the #1 spot.
Shots 8-3 right now in favor of Team USA, and they have a 2-0 lead on Slovakia. Back for Seth Jones. Jones fires from the right side, and the save made by Hudacek, and he'll hang on to it.
Well, Seth Jones already has one in the game. He got the second one of the power play. This is a good breakout. It's the 2D man. He takes the pass from Mike Riley, comes in trying to find that same area. The blocker side shelf. This time Hudacek makes the save. It was on Latzo earlier. Seth Jones' goal ended the night for Slovak goalie Jan Latzo.
Scramble off the face-off. Arcabello trying to get control of it, can't. Cleared down the ice. Team USA back to regroup. Arcabello takes that lead pass from Riley to the line, no further. He'll get a second try though. That puck is bouncing around on him. Knocked off his stick, and Kopecky trying to come back, but Arcabello hustles back. Good shot there by Kopecky as he twisted and turned with a forehand, and Connor Hellebuck had to be careful with that.
Well, Kopecky tried that before. He scored a strange run on Sergei Bobrovsky in Russia from the wall, similar to that caught Bobrovsky off guard.
Been quite a tournament for Thomas Kopecky, as he got benched one game in the third period, did not dress the next game at all, had the C taken off his jersey, and then after sitting one game, the C was back on, and he's been a pretty good player for them since. Charlie Coyle in his second game lets the shot go. That went wide. Justin Falk in from the line, taken by Gabruk. He almost turned it over to Bonino, and Mazzaros will play it back for Granick. Back for Mazzaros. Big tournament for Mazzaros. 3 goals for him, all key goals. But unfortunately for Slovakia, their last 3 games where they were unable to come up with a victory has done them in after starting so well.
Well, and the one against Norway is the one that hurt. They had a 2-0 lead and ended up losing 3-2.
And that started the spiral. Bonino plays it back for Zach Redmond. Redmond to the Slovakian line, no further. Sent ahead for Tatar, or Lushnak rather. The shot kicked away and grabbed off by Hendricks. Hendricks to center, sends it through. Dylan Larkin takes it wide. Larkin cutting around the net, lost control of it. Merrick DeLoga there to try to play it up the boards. And Zach Redmond will go back into his own end. Icing waved off. And Hellebuck will leave it there for Redmond. Left wing pass right on the stick of Larkin. In a little tight. And then knocked off his stick. Good defensive recovery there for Surson.
Boy, that Larkin, Dylan Larkin, a lot of speed in his game. Not only speed, but hockey IQ. Young kid that can play 200-foot game.
In for Vidensky, for Tatar. Tatar sends us back out to center. And Janosic has to backtrack as Slovakia changing. Tatar takes the long pass from Barenka. Tatar through the middle. Nice little redirect there by Richard Panik, but a good read defensively by Lewis, and that got picked off at the line. And back in behind the Slovakian net there. Eichel behind the net, worked it out front. Richard Panik down low to break it up and kept in by Torrey Krug. And now line changes for both teams. Under 6 to go, opening period. USA up 2-0. Goals by Ben Smith and Seth Jones. Krug.
For Slovakia to no room to shoot.
Back in for DeLoga. Drops it into the slot. And Bartovich tried to get it to the front of the net. Picked off and right back for USA with Charlie Coyle. Coyle twisting away from Surson. They both go down. And some room on the far side for Lushnak. Lushnak takes it around the net. Connor Murphy staying with him. Lushnak doing a good job to protect it. Sends it to the left point, and a shot through some traffic, and that gets deflected up and out of play. 2-0 USA here in the first. 2-0 USA as they try and nail down top spot. On the B side, USA with 15 points. Russia, Finland, and Belarus all with 14, but Belarus will finish 4th. They are done. In behind, control by Miklik. Into the slot, Surson, and Connor Hellebuck makes the save through all sorts of traffic.
Surson can't believe it. He was able to skate right into this one time, and in Hellebuck, traffic in front as he's able to track that puck. And although he's down at 6'4", still covers a lot of net as Michael Surson with the best opportunity for Slovakia as he gets a shot on, and Hellebuck with the glove save.
Surson at the line. Back for Vidensky. Marek Vidensky out front looking for Miklik. And Moses takes it off the side wall. On for Hendricks and on for Dylan. Dylan Larkin plays this in behind the net. After it, Moses. It's away from him, kept in by Falk. Falk trying to get it to the front of the net, blocked. Larkin is there, but he will leave it for Falk. And trying to get it back for Krug, and this makes its way out into the center ice area, and Krug has to backtrack. Torrey Krug of the Boston Bruins. Gets to center, sends it in. Surson takes a hit there from Hendricks. That's the second good hit that Hendricks has had on Surson in this game. To the front of the net, Hendricks tied up, couldn't get a stick on it. Ben Smith trying to get away from Milan Jurčina. In from the line, Seth Jones jams it down low. Surson and Smith collide in the corner. Surson gets inside position. Now for Vidensky. Cross ice pass for Kopetsky. Kopetsky throws it to the short side. Hellebuck had to be careful with it. Another chance, and this comes through the crease. Hellebuck got a piece of it, off of Richard Panik, and it slithered its way along the goal line.
Well, there's the initial shot. I think he just didn't follow right. The rebound went in the area Hellebuyck didn't want to put it.
Jones plays it into the corner. BC in behind the net. Arcabello back for BC. Out of the corner with it is Smith. Smith to the right point finds Justin Falk. Falk will play it in behind the net. Justin Falk averaging 23.02 per game so far in this championship. Gaborik. No room on the far side. Bounces in. Hellebuyck had to be careful with it. Hudacek is after it. Hudacek gets bumped in the corner. Gaborik is on the puck. Gaborik centers and a shot from Mazaros. And not sure Hellebuyck got a piece of that or not. And now it makes its way into the U.S. bench.
Well, Slovakia's definitely picked up their game. They fell down early. Here's the one on Hellebuyck. Just bad rebound up front. Panik has a chance. Hellebuyck sprawled out, and that hits his left pad as Panik tries to drag that in. You can see 4 players collapse right in front of Hellebuyck, able to make sure that rebound could be cleared out of the danger area. But Slovakia started with a few hits, and that seemed to get their team going.
Seth Jones to center, sends it in. Yes, they had those couple shifts where they got physical. And, well, you said, some emotional attachment to the game.
Well, and usually the best way to get into it is get attached physically, engaged, and that'll bring everything else into play.
Riley fanned on the pass. Bliznak taken down, crowd reacts, and Brock Nelson's on the loose puck. Nelson left it there for Riley, but now Nelson goes back to retrieve. For Seth Jones, on for Riley. The long lead pass. Trevor Lewis tried to get that for Brock Nelson, picked off though by Juraj Mikuš. And Mikuš sends this out to center no further. Eichel knocks it down. And Eichel, as we head into the final minute of the opening period, will send it in. Tatar, little redirect for Deloga. And Deloga skates it up that left side. Miklik takes the lead pass. Miklik in for Vidensky, and he was going high glove side, missed the net. Right back, Team USA, odd man rush. Into the high slot, Bonino, and off the glove of Hudacek. Point blank for Nick Bonino. They go end to end. Back for Slovakia, blocked it away by Hellebuyck. And taken by Justin Falk.
Well, they're going to slow it down now. Chances at both ends. Vidensky at the one end, then Bonino.
Surson back in his own zone, watched by Bonino. Up for Richard Panik. Pass came right back to him off Kopetsky's skate. Gets it to the USA line no further. Connor Murphy breaks it up there. Race to the near side. Matt Hendricks is first on it. And the first period will come to an end.
Well, the U.S. does a good job jumping out early. A quick goal by Smith, a power play goal by Jones, but a pushback from Slovakia in that back half.
Shots 12-8 in favor of Team USA. Seth Jones with the second goal after Ben Smith made it 1-0.
Check this out.
Little more than 3 hours from now, the final games of the round robin. Czech Republic. They've already confirmed their tickets, so to Switzerland in their pool. Finland and Russia also confirming, but over in Pool B, there is still some jockeying for position. Again, just over 3 hours from now. So Latvia leads France 1-0 in the relegation game, I guess we can call that. And the United States leading 2-0 against Slovakia. Marian Gaborik, Bob Airy, got up on the wrong side of the bed today. First of all, because Norway did him no favors, and Slovakia has nowhere to play, but Gaborik looked like he was a little grumpy in that first period.
Well, I thought it was selfish, and I thought it was, when you talk about sportsmanship and the World Championships, it was a boneheaded play. He missed an opportunity to score, to put his team up. Then he takes a penalty. Yeah, maybe a stick was held, but that is a high stick. And then you don't bump into the ref. you should be suspended for that.
He will.
So what do you do if you're Team USA? You're Eichel. I'm going to look to the point. I'm going to use my hand, a little shake and bake, little shoulders. But then I'm going to hone in on Seth Jones that led all scorers last year with 11 points in 8 games from the blue line for Team USA. He gets his first of this tournament, but Gaborik, go home.
Yeah, well, they will be. And there will be a suspension. You can't bump an official. Let's talk about Steve Moses. They've been missing him after that big hit earlier in the tournament. This guy can scoot.
He can fly, and he got 2 points in the opening game for Team USA. Then he got lambasted in the neutral zone, but you know, you laugh about it now because he's back and flying in this hockey game. A big rush for Team USA early in the hockey game, his first shift. Look at that move through the middle of the ice. Hendricks just misses to capitalize on that. They went to review. The puck did not go across the goal line. Hendricks missing a great opportunity there to chip it over the fallen netminder. But good to see Steve Moses back in there. And I think if they're going to win medal in this tournament, they're going to need Moses.
So the relegation game, if Latvia wins, France is relegated. If France wins, Latvia is relegated. If France wins in overtime, Austria is relegated. Relegation is huge because it takes you a year to get back. Kazakhstan and Hungary come to the main pool next year. So this is a huge game. And Kasper's Dogovic has been outstanding for Latvia.
Oh, he's been unbelievable, Rod. I mean, tell you, in this tournament, he's got 5 goals so far. And for a Latvian team that's been outshot 12-2 in the first period by France, there's Dogovic again on the scoreboard, a finisher. You know, he's coming through for his team, and he's got some line mates that are putting up some points as well.
Darzin's, now that's 9 goals in the tournament. He's got 9 points or something like that.
9 of 10.
9 of 10. 10 points in the tournament. 9. Unbelievable. And 10 goals, 9 points. I would suggest that he's probably going to be on every goal for Latvia. Big game for Latvia. Big game for France, obviously, in that relegation game. And for the United States, a chance to clinch top spot in their pool, which means they would face Switzerland on Thursday. Our intermission continues from the Worlds right after this.
Connor Hellebuyck in goal for Team USA. It has been a very good tournament for him. Stopped all the 8 shots that he faced in that opening period. USA had 12 at Julius Hudacek and Jan Latso, as Latso got chased early.
Well, Latso faced 4 shots, 2 goals. It was an early exit for him as Hudacek came in to fill in for Latso. And right now, the U.S., a great start to that first period. Slovakia, though, a good response. They brought it on a bit at the end. As we'll take a look and see if the U.S. can duplicate that start they had. So good in that first period. Look at Torrey Krug, him and Justin Falk leading the way defensively. Falk playing the most minutes at 7:47 for the U.S. And on the other side for Slovakia, it was Dominic Granic playing 6:02.
Krug was right in behind Justin Falk. 8 seconds left, or less than what Falk played. Second period about to get going here in Ostrava. Is the final day of the preliminary tournament. 4 teams from each side. Icing called here against Slovakia. 4 teams from each side will advance. Those 4 teams have been decided. Canada, Sweden, Czech Republic, and Switzerland. From the group that is in Prague, USA, Russia, Finland, and Belarus. The 4 on this side, but on this side there is still some positioning to be decided.
And it all won't be settled until the final game played tonight between Finland and Russia.
USA can finish no worse than second. Of course, a win here and they finish first, and then that'll leave Russia and Finland to decide second and third. And normally 1 and 2 would stay in the city that they are in, but that is not the case this year because the Czech Republic shot score! Justin Falk lets it go from the line, and it finds its way into the net. And Team USA, 27 seconds into period 2, and a 3-0 lead.
Well, I said they could duplicate the fast start. They do it even a little bit quicker this time in the second period. I think Anders Lee, as he went to the net, may have got a stick on it as Benino tries to throw it just back to the point. Quick shot by Falk, and Anders Lee gets a stick on it as he changes the direction, and it goes over the left shoulder of Hudacek. A good shot, Lee, big body in front. Nice redirect as he has US up 3-0.
So Anders Lee gets his first goal of the tournament. And 3-0 in favor of USA. Just to finish that Czech Republic situation, because they are the host country, they will stay in Prague, despite the fact that they finished third. So that means the second place team from this side will go to Prague and play the third place Czech Republic team. Mikuš through center ice. Sends it back and cleared all the way around the boards by Miklik. Falk and Bonino with the assists on the goal by Lee. Lewis drops it back for Riley. Riley tried to get that through for Brock Nelson. Picked off and cleared out at center. Back in for Vidyansky. Plays it to the front of the net. Cleared away by Seth Jones and grabbed off by Trevor Lewis. Lewis the lead pass. Eichel deflects this in. Lewis with an assist in this game. This has been a good line. Lewis with Eichel and Brock Nelson.
Been a very good line. A couple of veterans with the young 18-year-old centerman as Jack Eichel coming off a tremendous year winning the Hobey Baker for Boston University.
Connor Murphy plays this into the Slovakian zone. Milan Jurčina goes in after it. Jurčina gets pressured in the corner. Centered out front and controlled by Slovakia. Surson couldn't get anywhere. Hendricks plays this back for Connor Murphy. Milan Jurčina goes after it. 430 NHL games played for Milan Jurčina. Connor Murphy of the Arizona Coyotes carries it back in. Moses goes in after it. Back in the lineup today. Taken by Dylan Larkin. He was looking for Jimmy Vesey in front, and that got steered away. It cleared down the ice by Surson. And this is going to be an icing call against Slovakia.
Well, Anders Lee coming off a career year with the New York Islanders. Gets one early in this second period for his team as Bonino brings it in. Tried a center feed, went right back to him just to Falk. And a heads-up play by Falk. Quickly, just a little one-time shot to the net, and fans not happy with that result.
Anders Lee, the USHL Rookie of the Year with Green Bay. Went on to 3 years at Notre Dame, on to the Islanders, and as you mentioned, a very good year. There's a steal. Arcabello feeds it cross ice. What a chance for Vesey, and a rolling puck there. Maybe didn't get as much on that as he would have liked to. Arcabello plays this in. Taken now and back at center ice for Bartovich. Bounces one in on Connor Hellebuyck. And Justin Falk will take over. Jimmy Vesey, the last 3 games of this tournament, has had so many chances to score. Out of Harvard, Smith in behind the net, tied up by Kopetsky. Seth Jones waits for it at the right point. Vesey lets it go. Bonino back for Vesey. Kopetsky keeps an eye on Jimmy Vesey. And Vesey will swing this in behind the net. Jimmy Vesey, a Nashville pick. Janosic plays it up on the right side, out at center for Kopetsky. Kopetsky will leave. Unable to pick it up was Drevetsky. Shot to the front. Save made by Hellebuyck. Kopetsky trying to get a whack at the rebound. Charlie Coyle to the boards along with Granick. And Coyle wins that race and sends it back into the Slovakian zone. Lee in on the forecheck. Lost his footing. Goes sliding into the backboards. And Sarovi back into his own zone for Granick. 4 minutes gone by, second period. Gaborik takes it to the near side. Shot goes wide. And the net comes off the pegs. As 2 USA players end up in the net, and Nick Bonino in some discomfort. In fact, quite a bit of discomfort.
Yeah, Nick Bonino shaken up here as they go hard into the net. Gaborik going wide. Krug goes back. And Bonino kind of twists awkwardly as he goes in, and it's holding his right arm. That was almost immediately. Not sure if he got winded. We'll wait and see for Nick Bonino, the Vancouver Canuck. And he's going to head right back down to get checked over back in the U.S. dressing room.
So they're going to take a closer look at Nick Bonino, get some of that equipment off. And
well, they have 13 forwards dressed, so.
Have a look at Bonino, see what the status is. Jack Eichel. He got hit at center ice by Mazzaros. They will probably be teammates with the Buffalo Sabres.
It's a good possibility.
Brock Nelson plays it back for Justin Falk. Pass up the middle, back for Eichel. Eichel avoids a check, drops it back. Trevor Lewis, the shot off a leg and wide. Nelson back to the line. John Moore plays it all the way in behind the Slovakia net. Race to the near side. Lewis trying to work it free, but it is grabbed off by Miklik, who led Slovakia in scoring last year. Granick back for Miklik, stopped at the line. No, keeps on going as he gets away from Falk. Dylan Larkin tried to tie him up. Hellebuyck down, and the puck underneath his big pads, and he hangs onto it.
Well, they try to centering feed to Tatar right in front of Hellebuyck. There's a nice move by Miklik at the point, then he passes it over, and Vidensky tries to find Tatar in front, but Hellebuyck able to cover it up. As Thomas Tatar has a lot of net, but he sends it right back into Connor Hellebuyck. Thomas Tatar has not been able to score a goal in this tournament, and that may have been his best chance.
Hit across the line for Moses, tried to drop it for Dylan Larkin.
Won't see Tatar miss those many times. 29 goals with Detroit leading that team, but misses a good opportunity to get Slovakia on the board.
Latvia being outshot by France 17-3. They lead 2-0. 2 goals on 3 shots. Seth Jones at center.
Sometimes it's all about the quality.
Yes. Jones, who has the second Team USA goal. They've added a third here, the third. Shot stopped by Hudacek, and play stopped. And do we have too many men on the ice?
Not sure what we got. I think we may. Wouldn't be surprised. There has been a lot of too many men, and that is the call. It's going to go, I believe, to USA. And I don't know what the count's at now, but I know we're around 23 or 24 too many men calls in the tournament.
Thoughts as to why?
I'm not sure why. I only see 5 guys on. Oh, there's the late change as USA. And I'm not sure for the U.S. For a lot of the other teams, I know Finland, sometimes they play as units as 5. It's not 2 or 3 guys changing at a time. They change as 4, 5 guys. And when you do that, the puck comes, you can get caught.
So first power play of the game for Slovakia, as they are down 3-0. Short side chance for Gaborik. That got stopped. Gaborik on it again. Back at the line, Andre Mazzaros for Hudacek into the slot. Quick shot, save made Hellebuyck. Back to the line, Mazzaros the blast, and that goes off a stick wide. Drevetsky swings it around for Hudacek. Hudacek to the line for Mazzaros. Mazzaros cross ice, slap shot, score! Drevetsky rather let it go, and it changes directions, and a power play goal has Slovakia on the board and has this building jumping.
Well, I think Gaborik slashing in front of the blue paint, able to tip this home off that Drevetsky blast. As Slovakia does a good job moving this around, back to Mazzaros, quick pass to Drevetsky, the shot, and Marian Gaborik. Connor Murphy standing beside him, does not get the stick, as a little redirect by Gaborik for his 4th of the tournament, and he has given some life to his team Slovakia here as it's 3-1 now, USA.
So 108 shots now that Connor Hellebuyck has faced, and that is only the 4th goal that he has given up. He is 4-0 as far as wins and losses are concerned in this tournament. And coming into the game with a goals against average of .75 and a save percentage of just under .970. And the crowd now into this game a little bit more, trying to cheer on Slovakia. We mentioned this before. For the Slovakian team, it has basically been a home ice advantage for them here, a home game, with the Slovakian border 55 kilometers away. Vidensky, who let that shot go that got tipped by Gaborik, plays it back for Janosic, and he'll send it into the USA zone. And Zach Redmond plays it in behind the net. John Moore, straight up the center, he will send it in. 3-1 USA. Dennis Bayak, Shane Knighty, our producer, Peter Buchanan here. In across for Dylan Larkin. That shot got blocked. In Ostrava, the third largest city in the Czech Republic. Prague, of course, the number one at 1.2 million plus. In down for Tatar. Tatar trying to get it to the front of the net. That got tipped away by Connor Murphy. Controlled shot to the short side. Hellebuyck makes the save as Miklik had the opportunity. Back for Connor Murphy. Hudacek gets the left pad on that. Anders Lee, who has the third Team USA goal. He gets jammed up in the corner with Mazaros. USA digs it loose. Eichel, the shot is good work in the corner from Trevor Lewis. And now Granic. Back for Slovakia. Gets to the line, no further. What a back check by Jack Eichel.
Not only a good back check, but a good job with the stick check, not taking a penalty, and strips the puck.
Lead pass deflected in by Bliznak. And Connor Hellebuyck is going to get the big hit on that, and he will hang on to it. It is a 3-1 score. Marian Gaborik has Slovakia on the board. Fourth of the tournament for Marian Gaborik, after Lee, Jones, and Smith all had their first of the World Championship for USA. Shot from the line, that just missed as DeLoga lets it go from the line. No return of Nick Bonino as of yet. Moses takes it wide, centered, and what a chance for Dylan Larkin. And I'm not sure how that did not go in.
Hudacek's right pad with a huge save.
Seth Jones carries back in. After it, Moses. After him is Bliznak. Down for Larkin. Larkin plays it back for Hendricks. Matt Hendricks trying to spin off the check of Juraj Mikuš. And Slovakia will control. And DeLoga takes over.
Oh, great chance for Dylan Larkin, who's had a real good tournament here. One of the, I don't want to say surprises, but at the University of Michigan, his speed and his commitment to playing at both ends of the ice has been very impressive. And Detroit Red Wings have a very good prospect.
Hudacek plays it down low, back to the line, Surson. And that shot goes off Brock Nelson over top the net. Dropped off for Surson, into the slot for Gaborik, and he fanned. Jurčina lets it go. That got blocked in front of the net. Justin Falk back for Team USA. Cleared in, and back forward is Brock Nelson. Jurčina takes over. Talk about Ben Smith getting his first goal of this tournament. Back to that in a second. Gaborik takes it wide. Gaborik centers, bounces around, score! Janosic in from the line, and it hits something or somebody in front and goes over top Connor Hellebuyck, and Slovakia has made this a one-goal game.
Well, the pushback, and this is where it is a young U.S. team, but you can't get comfortable as a 3-goal lead is gone just like that as Janosic off a quick rush has been pressured. Gaborik, a great feat as he goes around the net. Janosic jumping into the play, a little backhand, and that may have went off Brock Nelson's stick up and over top of Connor Hellebuyck. And just like that, it's a one-goal hockey game as Brock Nelson deflects that into his own net.
perfect deflection for Brock Nelson.
That is the third U.S. player to do that in this tournament.
So Connor Hellebuyck, who appeared to have that under control, and all of a sudden it flutters over top of him, and it is a one-goal game, 3-2 in favor of Team USA, and the Slovakian crowd into it now here in Ostrava. Back at the line, controlled in Team USA. Jamming it out to center. Ben Smith tried to get a stick on it. Ben Smith's uncle, Bob Lindbergh, is here at the championship. And he was at 3 World Championships for Team USA. So he was here to watch Ben get his first World Championship goal earlier in this game. In across for Drevetsky, leaves for Kopetsky, and he whistled that one wide.
Well, how big was that save by Hudacek off Dylan Larkin right before Slovakia came down and scored that second goal?
It went from 4-1 to 3-2, just like that. John Moore chops this back into the Slovakian zone. Granick is back for it. The pass too far for Mazaros. And Murphy brings it in. And they say it came outside the line.
Well, Marian Gaborik, he's got a goal and an assist in this game. He was missed earlier in the game, took a penalty that led to a goal by the U.S. But then he comes back and answers with a goal of his own, and then he sets up Janosic for the second Slovakian goal in this game.
And Janosic's first point of this World Championship. The Tampa Bay draft pick in 2010. Plays in the Extra League. Eichel tried to clear, could not. Short side chance for Tatar. And Hellebuyck makes the save on that. As Slovakia right back to the attack. Looking for the tying goal. Riley and Vesey have been busy with some schoolwork here at this championship as well. Riley is after it. Riley stays with it. Back at the line for Seth Jones. Fakes the shot. Cuts around Miklik. Jones takes it behind Slovakia's goal. Knocked off his stick. Juraj Mikuš after Jack Eichel. Mikuš gets bumped there by Lewis. And the puck is taken and cleared. Up the left side boards for Tatar. Tatar can't get anywhere against the checking of Moses and Larkin. And now Vidensky drills Moses from behind into the boards. No call. And Moses in some discomfort to the bench. Kept in at the line as Krug sees his stick break on that clearing attempt. Tatar trying to center. He gets dumped. And now there's a penalty as Lushnak goes down. So a power play coming up for Slovakia, and that after Vidensky drilled Moses into the boards from behind. Chance off that backside for Lushnak. Sends it back for Gaborik. Gaborik, Dylan Larkin spilled in front of the net, slow to get up. And now play whistle down. And do we have another penalty on the play? We'll sort it out when we come back. So a complete sequence of events, Shane, and we end up with some 4-on-4 here.
Well, it's interesting. Justin Falk's going to get the initial tripping penalty, and then Bartovich at the end of it gets his stick between Dylan Larkin's legs, and he takes a slashing. But what the U.S. is arguing about was the hit on Steve Moses by Vidensky. It looked like a boarding. It went uncalled, and anyway, break it all down. It is 4-on-4 hockey, and neither team is happy. And
so a trip and a slash and 4-on-4. We had a look there at Vladimir Wojtek, the coach of Slovakia. This will be his final game behind their bench. He has spent the past 4 years as coach of the national team and is stepping aside. And for him, special to have it here in Ostrava, where he played a lot of his hockey. Lewis spins it down low and grabbed off by Janosic. Plays it back, Barenka, and back for Janosic. Under 6 to go, second period. Team USA had a 3-0 lead. It's now 3-2. Hudacek stopped at the line, almost a break there for Trevor Lewis. Trevor Lewis with the assist has 8 points in this championship. It's been a good tournament for him. Seth Jones plays it back into his own zone. Jones gets it, sends it left side. In for Brock Nelson. Brock Nelson trying to get away, can't. Thomas Tatar plays it back for Hudacek, and his pass gobbled up by Arcobello. Arcobello's pass gobbled up by Tatar. Tatar being watched there by Torrey Krug. Krug knocked him down. And back for Brock Nelson. Nelson pulls up inside the line. Team USA changing. And now Nelson goes down on the far side as he collides there with Thomas Sarovi. 30 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Sarovi for Granick. He'll leave it for Vidensky. Plays it around the boards. Sarovi to the line. Granick plays it back for Mazaros. Mazaros to the front of the net as he got that lane that opened up for him. Sarovi. And off the corner boards for Eichel. Eichel being watched by Drevetsky. Riley at center. Falk out of the penalty box with Bartovich. And we're back to 5-on-5. Drevetsky for Bartovich. Bartovich the wrist shot. Hellebuyck the save. Rebound for Sarovi. Jumping in from the line. And it was Deloga that in a little tight, and he missed the net. Kopetsky back for Deloga. The shot. Hellebuyck the save. Rebound, score. Vladimir Drevetsky has tied this game 3-3.
Well, the U.S. is just broken down in the defensive zone. They're running around. They're leaving guys open and loose pucks. And a 3-0 lead is gone as Vladimir Drevetsky has tied it up. U.S. gets caught running around in their own end. Position, Deloga just throws it to the net, and Drevetsky all alone off the backside. And just like that, Slovakia, in what was a quiet building, is now alive.
So now the situation for Team USA is they may be going to Prague.
Still a lot of time left, but they definitely need to change. Since that early goal by Anders Lee, it's almost like they thought it was done.
3-3. Back at the line, Surson shot blocked. And Smith sends it on the left side. Smith heads to the net. Rebound, a couple of saves by Hudacek. And he will hang on to it.
Well, and I still go back to that save Hudacek made on Dylan Larkin before the second Slovakian goal. But just a play to the point to look at the shot, and Riley gets caught watching as Drevetsky slides that in.
A great chance for Dylan Larkin. Hudacek the save. That would have made it 4-1. Arcobello. So, USA will get tested. Richard Panik around Krug. Panik to the front of the net, and Hellebuyck a big save as he got the right pad out. Back to the front of the net. Drevetsky's on it again. For Kopetsky, the shot, and that changed directions.
Well, 3 big saves now by Hellebuyck. Hopefully that's something that can maybe turn it around here for the U.S.
Falk for Arcobello. Plays it off the far side boards. Mazaros Back for Drevetsky. Drevetsky gets a bump there, an offside called against Slovakia. So a goal and an assist here in this period for Drevetsky.
Oh, and he almost adds to it. His quick rush. Richard Panik of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good powering through past Krug. Tries to center in Drevetsky, and a great job by Hellebuck as he slides to his right. Able to cover a lot of that net. 6'4", making the save.
So the most goals that Hellebuck has given up in a game.
Well, two teammates, Lewis and Gabrick, little stick jarring right off the faceoff, both from the Los Angeles Kings.
So we would assume all in fun, but you never know. Taking it center ice, and Connor Murphy sends it in. Mazzaros is after it. Round the board, Seth Jones in from the line. And now into the final 2 minutes of period number 2. Granick's pass ricochets to Mazzaros. As the jumping and the singing starts here at Cesarina. To the line, no further. And Connor Murphy will shovel this back into the Slovakian zone. Granick back one more time. Lead pass, Bartovic is in alone, scores! It is unraveling for Team USA.
4 unanswered goals by Slovakia. And Todd Richards, this intermission can't come quick enough for his team to try and recoup. As Bartovic gets behind everybody, a great feed from Granick right up the middle. And Bartovic goes to the backhand as he splits between Murphy and Seth Jones. And he goes in all alone with a nice little move, and to the backhand, tucks it up top. 4-3 Slovakia.
Shots in the period and 4 goals for Slovakia, and they have erased that 3-0 Team USA lead. 4-3 Slovakia. Juraj Mikuš, he got rubbed up. Good solid hit there from Zach Redmond. Lead pass now, Lee carries in. Lee with the backhand to the short side. Deloga had lost his stick but stayed with Lee. Redmond at the line, the wrist shot, score! Zach Redmond lets it go, and Team USA bounces back with a late second period tally to tie the game 4-4.
And just like that, what a game we have going on. A great response, as it may have been Charlie Coyle with the redirect in front. This whole play started with Redmond, a good breakout to Lee. He brings it in. Strong on the puck, kick it back, and Redmond does a good job. Takes some ice that's given to him, throwing it to the net, and Charlie Coyle, just in his second game here with USA, gets a big goal. A late goal here with under a minute left in the second to take a little bit of wind out of the sails for Slovakia and tie it at 4.
So after 4 straight from Slovakia, USA has tied this game 4-4 on that goal by Coyle. Good shot from Redmond and a nice little redirect. Fault. Plays it back, lead pass. Lee gets an assist on the goal as well. Another shot, Hudacek steers that away. Arcabello for Ben Smith. Smith twisting and turning, gets it for Vesey. Vesey trying to get it back to the line. He got stripped of the puck by Surson. Taken by Miklik, and he'll just play this back into the USA zone as the dying seconds here of period number 2. And a wild second period goal-wise, as USA had a 2-0 lead coming in, and it is 4-4 after after 40.
Well, a little bit of while. We talk about 24 years of age is the average here for USA, and a good challenge for them to see what they can come up with in the final 20.
Slovakia 4, USA 4. 40 minutes done here at Cesarina.
Coming up, just over 2 hours from now, Czech Republic, Switzerland, Finland, Russia, the finales to the preliminary round, getting ready for the quarterfinals on Thursday at the World Hockey Championship. Yowza. Crazy second period. Latvia has France on the ropes in the Hunger Game. And this one is crazy. 4-4. The United States had a 3-0 lead. Credit Slovakia. They have nothing to play for here, except that crowd.
Except the crowd. And the crowd brought them back from the dead. They really did. It was incredible. Team USA up 3-0 in this hockey game. Getting to the front of the net. Tips and screens. And if you look, you see the first goal. Smith. Look at that. Falk laying it in. Lee. Redirection.
This is a redirection clinic, by the way.
It's all redirections. Then Gabrick. 3-1. Team USA. Hellebuck. Unosik. Nelson throws it over his own goaltender. Another lob in there. There's a redirection on the way in off bodies. All of a sudden, can you believe it? They're coming all the way back, but late in the period, a redirection by Coyle. 4-4. So what you're seeing is a flurry of wrist shots from the point, traffic and bodies in front, and tips, and more tips.
Something that we don't give at restaurants. That's what happens. Let's talk about the United States now. This is a character builder for them. They could finish in second, come over to the Czech Republic, potentially meet Canada, but they'd like to win this game, quite obviously. What is Todd Richards saying? They have an injury to Nick Bonino as well.
Well, yeah, so this is tough for the coaching staff right now. Bonino goes down as he goes into the goal post, comes up, and he's reeling, holding his side, his arm, his right shoulder, his right elbow, his right arm, and boy, he gets tangled up with the goalpost and his own man. Steve Moses as well, who came back in this hockey game for Team USA. He was boarded from behind. There was no penalty on the call. He went out of the game. The line adjustments you start with one extra forward, 13 of them, but if you're missing 2 of them, all of a sudden, a lot of juggling there for Team USA.
Let's go to Latvia and France now. Again, if France loses, they get relegated, which is absolutely absurd to think, because in 2 years they host their event. There's a chance they might not even be there, an event they host at the Worlds, but they've lost their composure.
How about be disciplined? Antoine Roussel had 148 penalty minutes for Dallas Stars this year. He was a -20, and he is making a fool out of himself in this hockey game, which is such an important game. Fleury tries to get out of the way. You know, it's embellished by the Latvian, but Roussel does. You don't come over and stick your skate in the side of the player. Talk about bringing attention to your hockey team. Fleury just trying to play the game hard. Roussel's back, and then they score on it. Roussel kept doing it. He did it again later in his next shift out there. He's right in the middle of everything. How about playing from whistle to whistle and getting out of it? This isn't the National Hockey League. You're going to be called there. You're going to be not just sent back to relegation. You're going to be thrown into, thrown into the box. And I'm telling you, you can't do this in international hockey, Rod. It's not going to work.
No, it's not. And think about it again. If they get relegated, they have to go back to the 1A pool. They have to fight their way back to get to the main group right now. And the French are fighting in the wrong way. This game is a battle.
Latvia's got a couple of goals on 3 shots.
How about this? 4-4 heading to the third.
Tough afternoon for netminders. Julius Hudacek coming in to replace Jan Latso after the USA got 2 by him in a hurry. Connor Hellebuck has been beat for 4. That's the most he's given up in a game.
They gave up 3 goals in the previous 4 games he played, so yes. But there hasn't been much help on the defensive side of the puck tonight at both ends. It has been a very entertaining game, back and forth. And we'll see what the third brings us as U.S. tries to pull off a win here to get that first place position.
USA had the worst lead in hockey, 3-0.
Depends who you ask.
Sarovi back in his own zone. Steve Moses is back on the USA bench, and we have not seen Nick Bonino. A collision in the second period, and he left favoring either his left arm, left shoulder.
Well, Vladimir Vucek has to be happy with the way his team bounced back after it was a quick goal in that second period by Anders Lee. Put them up 3-0, and Quickly, it was 4-3 Slovakia before a late goal by USA.
Hudacek carries in, puts on the brakes, takes a bit of a stick there from Krug. Moses on it. Sarovi is there. Moses trying to jam it by him, can't. Marian Gaborik has his 4th goal of the World Championship in this game. Out to the front of the net, it bounces around, crease violation, play is whistled down. It was Gaborik's goal that got Slovakia on the board.
Well, Marian Gaborik in the crease, that draws the whistle as faceoff comes outside the U.S. zone. But Marian Gaborik leading Slovakia offensively. Him and Mazaros were tied with each 3 goals apiece, but his 4th today has put him in lead for Slovakia in that category.
2 points in the game for Marian Gaborik, 2 points in the game for Vladimir Dravitsky, and 2 points in the game for Anders Lee from the New York Islanders. Brock Nelson of the Islanders plays it back for Mike Riley. Riley, a Columbus draft pick, yet to sign. Eichel plays it back. And Seth Jones for Eichel from Riley. Stopped at the line. DeLoga plays this out at center ice. Good job protecting the puck for Thomas Tatar. For Miklik. Plays it around the boards, and Trevor Lewis going after it. Lewis pulls up, looking for some open ice. And good job by Lewis to protect that. And then it's cleared out at center ice. Arcabello gets it in for Vesey, and he'll send it in. Balan-Yurchina back for it, cleared away from him. And grabbed and held.
Well, just a quick shot from John Moore at the point. Is a shot by him in that first period early, and redirect by Ben Smith that started all the goal scoring. Fans are in it. Jimmy Vesey on the ice. You mentioned Jimmy Vesey and Mike Riley. It hasn't been all hockey for those two. They've each had to have written a final exam all over here, and Jimmy Vesey also had to hand in a couple papers. So for the Harvard student, I can't imagine that would be easy, but maybe for him.
Yeah, the schoolwork has to get done. Controlled by Team USA. Dylan Larkin twisting and turning. Yurchina trying to tie up Larkin. Larkin sneaks away. Plays it to the front of the net. Hudacek clears. Almost gave it right back to Dylan Larkin. Came out to center ice, and Moore tried to send it deep. That ricochets to the far side and cleared back in deep by Bartovic as he'll make his way to the Slovakian bench. Bartovic had the go-ahead goal for a bit until Charlie Coyle tied the game up. This is going to be an icing call. Bit of a late call, but they do call it.
A little delayed as gets down. That was a quick lead for Slovakia and a good response by the U.S. Did not look good for the Slovakian team. It was a quiet building. Everybody here in support of them, even though it is the Czech Republic. Slovakia not far away.
Of course, that all changed in 1993 when they became 2 separate countries. Backhand shot to the short side, stop. Smith is on it. Plays it back, Arcabello. Arcabello to the line, Vesey driving the net, and Hudacek grabs that. And there is no rebound for Vesey, who was on the doorstep.
Well, good shot by Zach Redmond from the point, as he was the one who shot the puck for Charlie Coyle late in that second period. Been in and out of the lineup, but his first time playing over here. First full season in the National Hockey League with the Colorado Avalanche last year. Played 59 games, had 5 goals and 20 points. 18 games previously with the Winnipeg Jets.
Out at center ice, Marian Gaborik is after it. Gaborik trying to get it around Justin Faulk, could not. Gaborik, as Krug lost his footing. Charlie Coyle trying to get that back to Anders Lee. Hudacek breaks it up, held in at the line by DeLoga. And now for Mazaros, he'll chip it deep, and back for it is Granick. for Andre Mazzaros. The former Ottawa draft pick up for Vidensky. Vidensky will send it in. Tripped up on the far side was the Slovakian defenseman Juraj Mikuš, and now we've got Krug added along with Hudacek.
They've been going at it this whole shift. Krug and Hudacek. And now Moore and Vidensky are going at it. It is getting heated.
Well, so they try and get everybody separated.
Well, everybody can be tough when there's no fighting allowed over in international hockey.
And USA needs to be careful here. They're the ones that will be advancing.
Yes, there's nothing for Slovakia to lose here.
Wonder if Patrick Lushnak is sitting on the Slovakian bench. He was born in Piastani. Wondering if he's thinking, here we go. Another Piastani punch-up.
There's Hudacek on Krug. Went back at him. The two of them match up quite well as they continue to battle, and we'll see what comes from all of this as the back and forth continued. And then John Moore. Haven't seen much of this at all.
Well, and Vidensky, 6'4", 210. So John Moore would have his hands full with him. John Moore, 6'3", 210.
Well, there's the initial shot by Hudacek on Torrey Krug. That's what I think really got Krug going after it all. The linesman comes in. And now Matt Hendricks and Thomas Kopecky are going to try and figure this all out in front of the penalty box.
Well, the officials trying to sort it out. Might be better off just to leave Matt Hendricks and Thomas Kopecky to figure it out. Send one guy each to the box and play on, or two guys in this case. And that's what it looks like. Krug and Moore.
Yeah, just even it up and continue play is 4-on-4. There's
16:23 left to go, and Team USA trying to...
Well, a lot of ice right now, 3-on-3 hockey.
Team USA trying to lock up top spot. Here's your two coaches. And you're right, there will be some rumors it's going to be 3-on-3 or 4-on-4.
I don't know, he helped. They're still discussing. I think it's going to go.
So, it looks as though it's going to be a power play for Team USA. As Libor Hudacek got the extra penalty. So a chance for Team USA to regain the lead.
Hudacek got 4 for roughing, and everything else is 2, so it's finally figured out in a U.S. power play.
Eichel plays it back. Falk at the line, walks in, doesn't shoot it. Slap shot, that went wide. Now the bad part for Team USA is Torrey Krug, who's so key to their power play, is in the penalty box. So Mike Riley is on that offside. Drop back, and here comes Eichel. With speed, trying to bust his way right through. Knocked to the far side boards, and Riley plays it for Trevor Lewis. Back for Riley as he joins the attack. Now for Eichel. Eichel protecting that puck. Eichel with a great pass in the first period to Seth Jones. Tried to get that to Trevor Lewis, and the shot went wide. Bardovich's pass off the shaft of a stick, and Brock Nelson had it and never could get a shot away.
Well, they had some chances. Lewis with a shot, didn't get through, and then Brock Nelson just didn't get that shot away quick enough.
Riley, he'll carry it right in. and tried to get it over for Lee. Now some room short-handed, Richard Panik, and Panik getting back quickly on him was Charlie Coyle. Right back up the ice for Jones, and the shot off a leg. Zach Redmond plays it to the near corner. In from the line is Jones, and Slovakia will get it out at center. Coyle plays it for Arcabello. 23 seconds left in the power play as Seth Jones takes it all the way back in behind his own net. Jones away from Sorovi. Back for Arcabello. Arcabello, as Slovakia has seen this USA power play enough times that they are now forcing it in the center ice, waiting for the U.S. for that drop pass. Lead pass now for Lee, and that got picked off, or else he was in alone. Drevetsky back in. Power play is over. Gaborik is on the loose puck. Gaborik and Drevetsky play give and go. Gaborik turned it over, and here comes Moses. Good hustle, though, by Surson to get back and take Moses to the sideboards. Matt Hendricks centers away from Dylan Larkin. And Surson for Drevetsky. For Gaborik, tried to slide it back through to Drevetsky, picked off, and here comes Moses. Gets to center, and a souvenir as this goes off a stick and out of play. 4-4 tie. We are in the third period. USA with 2 quick goals in the opening period. Had a 2-0 lead and made it 3-0 early in the third, and then it got wild.
Well, it's gotten even wilder here in the third period. It's interesting. We both talked about it. Slovakia, they have nothing to gain out of this game, nothing to lose. And how did they get into it? They had to get emotionally involved, and they did it by engaging physically. And it has gotten real physical in this third period.
3-0 early in the second period. And then the comeback started. Tatar in across the line. Vesey with the long reach, trying to knock it away from Tatar. And Arcabello will hunt this down. Arcabello for Krug. Krug carries in. Now he lets the shot go. And Hudacek makes the save and smothers it.
How about composure as Torrey Krug right out of the box as him and Libor Hudacek exchanged some punches. They both sat down for roughing, but now it's about composure for the U.S. There's a lot more at stake for them. They want to get to that top position. Difference of playing Switzerland or having to go to Prague and play against the Czech Republic in what will be their home building.
On the wraparound try, Dylan Larkin gets it out front. And now back for Slovakia. To the line. Following up was Lushnak. Cleared away from him and right back up the ice for Dylan Larkin. Larkin takes it wide. Larkin trying to get it to the front of the net. Got blocked. Larkin chases the loose puck down. Larkin for Riley. Back for Larkin. And the one-time attempt was blocked by Granick. And then Larkin taken to the sideboards by Lushnak. Granick taken to the boards by Morin. And Morin will play it back into his own end. Nick Bonino injured in the second period. Has not returned. Moore carries in. Moore wide. Plays it behind the net. Lewis got squeezed out. And back down the ice. Is getting stopped at center ice was Dravinsky. And it's right back into the Slovakian zone. Junasek, who has a goal in this game. Chipped up at center ice. Richard Panik trying to go after it. The Toronto Maple Leaf forward got stopped. Jack Eichel back for Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy back for John Moore. So all the scoring chances we saw in the second period, things have tamed down. There is a penalty coming to Team USA. And now a little more fisticuffs, or at least attempted fisticuffs.
Well, Richard Panik went after, their initial call is on Brock Nelson. And then Richard Panik went after him as Nelson gets the stick up on a little hook by Panik. or a hook, sorry, by Nelson. And then Brock Nelson, I guess, the little shot to the stick afterwards, and the reaction. So we'll see now what comes of this.
So Panik goes in and gives Brock Nelson a pretty good shot, and then Nelson got another one. There's the first one, and then Janosic comes in and gives him a pretty good shot. Actually, the linesman may have worn that one from Janosic.
Well, Richard Panik is in the box, so we'll see whether there's an extra to either side after this is all sorted out.
Well, as of right now, it's just 2-2 on the board. USA needing a victory to clinch top spot. And then Russia and Finland will be our final game of triple header Tuesday. And they will decide second place and third place. But the U.S. needs a win before all that happens. And then it would be U.S. against Switzerland. We do know now it'll be Belarus against Canada. And that will be the afternoon game in Prague on Thursday.
Well, it looks like it's going to be 2 each, as Nelson gets the initial hooking call and Panik gets the roughing call, and now I believe it is 4-on-4 hockey, so a little more ice.
Well, and perhaps those two can resume that little disagreement next year in the National Hockey League. So this will be 4-on-4. Referee last one, in all fairness, did signal 4-on-4. And then it went to 5-on-5. Arcobello wins the draw, but this will come out to center ice. Falk and Jones on the back end. Here comes Charlie Coyle. Pulls around Urchina. Takes it to the net. What a play by Coyle. And Hudacek may have got that left pad all the way out. Back to the front of the net. That got blocked. Coyle on it again. And now Surson with Arcobello after him. And Surson will just send it out to center ice.
That was just a great power move by Charlie Coyle. Just speed to the outside, protect the puck, drive to the net.
Here comes Seth Jones in full flight. Jones pulls up inside the Slovakian zone. Jones spins it down low, trying to get it to Dylan Larkin. Tatar stopped it. Larkin now back for Jones. Back for Larkin in behind the net. Larkin trying to fight off Jones, centers it. Krug has it high in the slot. Krug tried to get it to Larkin and does. Larkin had his stick lifted, now Larkin stays on it. Big Urchina trying to knock young Larkin off the puck. Krug has it at the line. For Larkin, cross ice for Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy trying to pull away from Tatar. Tatar stays with him. Anders Lee joins the rush. A couple of players with 90 on the back of their jersey going at it in behind the net. And now player changes for both teams with 23 seconds left in the 4-on-4.
I can't say enough about Dylan Larkin. Everybody talked about the 18-year-olds in this tournament. Jack Eichel's the first name that comes, and he's been very good, but Dylan Larkin has been fantastic.
Riley had this get away from him, centered for Bartovich. Off a skate, Jack Eichel's on the loose puck. The Hobey Baker winner, straight up the ice, sends the long shot in wide, back to 5-on-5. Eichel on the rebound, tried to center for Nelson. Riley on the far side, carries deep. Riley jammed it to the backboards. Eichel gets it out front. Brock Nelson couldn't shoot it. Slap shot from the right side. And a save made by Hudacek as Trevor Lewis unloaded. Juraj Mikuš plays it back into his own zone. Played to an open wing, and Arcobello tracks it down. Arcobello with the lead pass for Vesey. Gets it to the line, no further, and back for Richard Panik. Through for Vidensky, and he's stopped on the play. Bounced back, and Andre Mazaros chases it. Arcobello chases Mazaros. Mazaros for Panik, but picked off by Vesey. Quickly to the front of the net, and Tomas Kopetsky down low to intercept. Cross-ice pass knocked down by the arm of Arcobello. Mazaros Ahead for Panik and in. Jones back for it. Kopetsky after him. For Arcobello. He'll leave for Fault. Over for Vesey. And back in across for Arcobello. Arcobello from a sharp angle off a stick. Mazaros is after it. Puts on the brakes and sends it behind his own net. Mazaros gets the return pass. Now for Hudacek. On for Sarovi and in. Connor Murphy for Lee, away from him, and Sarovi holds it in. Nope, delayed offside. And Krug goes back for it. Slovakia has cleared, so they're back onside. And can get back in on the forecheck. Nice pass, Murphy for Lee. Lee has it in his skates, trying to get it to a stick. Does. Sharp angle chance. And Hudacek makes the save on the short side.
A pretty impressive play there by Anders Lee as he's protecting the puck. It was between his feet, eventually able to power everyone off and get a shot.
Here comes Gaborik trying to bust his way through. Can't. Long left wing pass. Lee picks it up off the boards. Lee to the front of the net. Moses got a bit of a stick on it, and Hudacek clears it ahead. Here comes Vidensky. Vidensky trying to dance the youngster Riley. Can't. Miklik after it in the corner. Hendricks in the pile as well. Under 7 to go in a 4-4 tie. After a wild second period, things have calmed down. And ooh, this is going to be icing as Surson slows up to make sure that gets across the icing line. Linesman throws the hand up.
Charlie Coyle had the best chance here to put U.S. in the lead. A nice play around Eugenia, but he couldn't get the shot away as he drove the goal line. Tries to bring it to the forehand, and the puck just a little bit out of his reach. Hudacek does a good job sprawling out, covering much of that net as he can, but Charlie Coyle, the latest to join USA from Minnesota. Is this going to be a timeout here by USA? Is Coach Todd Richards calling it after the icing play to rest his players and make sure everyone's on board with their defensive responsibilities, plus more than anything, just a chance to catch a breather.
So going forward, all we know so far is that Canada will play Belarus. That will be the afternoon game in Prague on Thursday. Gord Miller, Ray Ferraro will have the call for you on that one. And everything else yet needs to be decided because Team USA can finish first or second. And that would leave Russia and Finland to kind of sort things out as they play tonight. Rematch of last year's championship game that Russia won. Eichel, who has gotten better and better in the face-off department since the start of the tournament, but just he will get waved out, so Matt Hendricks will go in and take the face-off against Bliznak. Tied up in the face-off circle, and now Eichel tried to jam it out, and this goes off a stick and into the USA bench.
Well, I think went off a Slovakian player, so that'll bring the face-off outside the blue line.
It is a 4-4 game with 6:39 left in regulation. Well, it was Smith and Jones for Team USA in the opening period. They had a 2-0 lead. Lee made it 3-0 for all three of those players, their first goal of this World Championship. And then Gaborik, Jonasic, Grabetsky, and Bartovic for Slovakia, and it was a 4-3 game. And then the late goal from Charlie Coyle, his first of the championship as well, that has us where we are now.
Oh, and now the Slovakian defenseman sends it into his bench. I'm not sure if someone took it. It looks like it may have caught Mazaros.
France, by the way, has scored 2 in the third. France and Latvia tied 2-2 over in Prague. And yes, Mazaros in some discomfort, but is coming out on the ice.
I think it was Mikush who cleared the puck into his own bench and may have caught teammate Andre Mazaros.
Mazaros off the face-off. Sends this out at center. and sent back in by Riley. A win by the U.S. is what they need. It can happen in regulation or it can be in extra time to claim top spot. But they do need a win to get to that 17-point mark, because then Russia or Finland with a regulation win would tie them, but USA owns the tiebreaker on both those teams. Richard Panik has this get away from him. Riley off the boards for Arcabello. Out at center for Vesey. And Jimmy Vesey will send it in. Barenka for Slovakia, for Janasic. Onto the stick of Serovi and in. Serovi, the former Pittsburgh Penguin. Anders Lee after it. Ahead for Moses. Moses jams it ahead. Lee 2-on-1 with Coyle. Lee for Coyle. And Hudacek makes the save.
Well, a good rush here. The puck doesn't come across flat to Coyle, but Moses just chips us ahead. Good support by Lee up the wall. And then Janasic gets just enough of this puck to slow it up as Coyle has to step back for the shot. Hudacek does a good job making the stop there off a great chance by Charlie Coyle, who's had two good opportunities here in the third period to put his team ahead.
Falk off the draw, leaves it for Krug, and the shot never got through. Dylan Larkin in behind the net. Larkin works it out front, couldn't get the shot away. Now for Matt Hendricks. Hendricks trying to get it back to the line. Urchina stopped it, but Larkin is on it. Larkin trying to hold it in, does. Gets it for Krug. Krug the shot, that's off a leg and wide. Serovi back for Slovakia. For Marian Gaborik, and Gaborik, the two-time Stanley Cup champ, sends it in. Played around the boards and grabbed off now by Matt Hendricks. Hendricks will leave it there. Taken by Justin Falk. And Falk straight up the ice. Falk sends it deep. After it, Charlie Coyle. Coyle circles back in for Lee, and his stick snaps. Lead pass as Miklik going after it, batted down by Moore and taken by Coyle.
Smart play by John Moore just to use his hand to make that pass.
Coyle on the offside for Lee. Lee has Moses in front. Moses in on goal. And a save made by Hudacek as Moses got in behind everybody. Back for Miklik. Forced to the outside. Miklik centers. And Connor Hellebuyck is going to jump on it.
What a chance for hole. Hudacek with a huge save. That's a great pickup by Moses. Didn't have much time to get the shot away, but Julius Hudacek with a huge save.
There has been some chances in the last couple of moments. Out at center, and here comes Eichel. Eichel sends it in. Hudacek knocks it down. Under 3 now in regulation. Krug back for. Player changes now for both teams. Krug is on it. Banks it off the boards, sends it in. Back out at center. In for Marian Gaborik, gets away from him. Off the boards to the line, but not out. Back in behind, and after it goes Murphy. Long pass through center. Moses across the line for Anders Lee. Lee trying to get it back for Moses, and Mazzaros breaks it up. Plays it around the boards. Connor Murphy holds the line. Jammed ahead now for Serovi. Under 90 seconds left in regulation. 4-4 tie. Latvia and France going to overtime. Shot from the right side. Vidensky, that doesn't get through. Came to the front of the net. And Jones plays it out at center ice for Hendricks, and Hendricks will bounce it in. Janosic to the line. Stopped there by Jones. And Granick. The backhand pass up the center ice. It bounces off the stick of Tatar. No room for Dylan Larkin as Vidensky stopped it. Now we've got a couple of players down. Hendricks is slow to get up. Surson with Larkin after him. And the shot floats in on Hellebuyck, and Hellebuyck is going to hold it.
Well, Lushnak, long shot is way to the front of the net. Lushnak in tight, and he just misses the net as he rings it off the outside of the post. Matt Hendricks gets tripped up as Thomas Tatar goes down. Hendricks' head looks like it may have made contact with the ice.
So Latvia safe on the other side. It will be France or Austria that will go to relegation. Bartovic drops for Mazaros. Mazaros in from the line, gets pinned to the corner boards by Seth Jones. Bliznak stays on it. Jones got away from a bit of a hook from Mazaros, cleared up the boards out at center. After it goes Arcabello. Arcabello in front looking for Brock Nelson. Eichel now for Arcabello. Tees it up, the shot right on. Hudacek the save at the buzzer almost. And we are going to extra time. Tied 4-4, a scoreless third period. We are back with overtime. So headed to overtime, tied 4-4, and overtime will be 4-on-4.
Well, and for the U.S., they need that extra point. They can't get the 3 for winning in regulation, but they need the 2 points here if they want to finish at top pool.
Slovakia lost to Russia in overtime. Beat Denmark in a shootout. Beat Belarus in overtime. So they've had some extra time games. Sarovi starts with Gaborik on his side. Coyle starts and has Lee on his side. Lee has the puck. In across, Lee takes it wide, puts on the brakes. Lee throws it back down for Coyle. Coyle in for Krug. Krug back, the shot from the line. Hudacek the save. Coyle goes after it. U.S. starts a change. And it's cleared. Granick for Gaborik from Sarovi. Gaborik across ice pass. And that is picked off by Arcabello. Sends it ahead for Seth Jones. Jones will drive it into the Slovakian zone. Back for Arcabello. Shot went wide. Jones for Brock Nelson. Nelson leads Team USA in goals. Nelson back to the line for Riley. The slap shot wide. Jones back for Arcabello. Arcabello back for Jones. And now back to Arcabello. Tight quarters on the near side boards. Jones trying to find some open ice. Gets some help now from Brock Nelson. Nelson to the net. And he couldn't get a shot away. Jones being watched by Vidensky. Jones short side. Hudacek the save. Arcabello plays it back for Riley. The U.S. gets a line change in. Riley, high slot. Riley dances his way in. And he left it there for Eichel. And that allows Slovakia to clear and make a line change.
One of those plays, a young player just trying to overplay the puck, had a shot, put it to the net.
Eichel has it get away from him. Riley gets dumped back at the line. Janosic, high slot, and now passed by Tatar goes to the far side boards. Mikush stopped there, and it's cleared to the line, but not out. Bounce to the front of the net, and now Riley is on the loose puck. And now Riley in need of a line change. Riley got taken down. Trevor Lewis to the line, but not out. And now finally knocked off the stick of Kopetsky. Back for it, Mazaros. Pass up the middle. Richard Pontic to the line, no further. Justin Falk, bank pass for Coyle. Coyle missed it. Larkin has it. Shot by Larkin wide. Falk controls. Falk going cross ice. In shot. Hudacek gets a piece of that. And that deflects up and out of play as Krug jumped in from the line.
Well, Torrey Krug trying to come down that backside, but it gets deflected and up and out of play. As the U.S. has done a good job with a lot of pressure. Mike Riley had a great move through the middle, but did not get a shot. He dropped it for Eichel. Has had a chance to shoot. Something the U.S. wants to do more of.
Eichel uses a long stick, but it wasn't that long. Shot from the line by Justin Falk, deflected away. Krug, nice little spin-a-rama move at the line. Now goes back to the forehand. Sends it down for Charlie Coyle. Coyle trying to work it off the backboards. Couldn't. And back for Slovakia. Dravinsky trying to get it in deep. He's got 2 points in the game. And U.S. will control with Coyle. He'll leave it back for Falk into the final minute and a half of overtime. Here comes Falk trying to get in. Does! Off the left arm of Hudacek. Centered by Arcabello, and that misses everyone. They are going to a shootout in Prague in the game between Latvia and France, and we're $1:12 away from that here. Jones in for Moore. Stop, but Lee is on the puck. Lee for Moses. Moses being watched. Granick takes him down. Lee trying to get a stick on it. Can't. Here comes Andre Mazaros. Miklik through center, and that's as far as he gets. Anders Lee takes it away. Lee feeds it up on the left side. In for Moore, and that was offside at the line as that play took a split second too long to develop.
Well, and now Mazaros and Moore having an argument. It was an offside, but a delayed whistle as Mazaros finished the hit. And everyone's got a word for him. There's the offside call. And then Mazaros steps up on Moore after the whistle. That's what brings on Anders Lee as he knocks him down. There has been a little bit of feistiness to this hockey game.
It was that feistiness that got Slovakia going.
It really did. Look at John Moore. Well, still some time here for the U.S.
Falk snaps it off the boards looking for Eichel. Eichel had it knocked away from him by Janosic. Eichel tracks it down. Eichel lets the shot go, scores! Jack Eichel through traffic with a screen in front, and Team USA wins it 5-4 in overtime, and they will clinch top spot in the B group.
Well, it's never a bad play to shoot the puck, and Jack Eichel, one of their youngest players, puts them in first place with a great shot here, just turning off the wall. And there's some traffic in front. Janosic, he loses it, just spins and fires. Trevor Lewis, who has been great all tournament long, parked right in front of Hudacek as a huge overtime win off the stick of Eichel for USA.
With 28.5 seconds left in overtime, so Team USA will play Switzerland in the quarterfinals here in Ostrava on Thursday. Not sure if it's an afternoon game yet or an evening game, but Jack Eichel, the winner in overtime for Team USA.
Well, a thriller there. Jack Eichel, the legend, grows, an overtime winner. The United States gets a lot of pushback from a team that didn't have much to play for. And now the United States plays Switzerland.